been here before.
Yeah.
What's changed? What's different? What are some of the big differences since last time you were here?
Well, I mean, it's kind of obvious, more gray in the beard, right?
Yeah.
That's really what's changed.
Have daughters?
Yeah, I have daughters and a young son. So, but no, I mean, just super grateful, to be back is really what I would say to that. And it's special for me to be back. I met my wife here, had our first daughter here. I mean, this place is obviously special. It's been really cool for me just to reconnect with guys from the past, Jake Locker, Jermaine Curse, Casey Williams, just guys that's really what coaching is all about, right? You get those connections with the players, and it's so fun to come back and now to see them, now they're grown up, maybe they have families of their own, and it's just really cool to see that, really cool to see that and reconnect with those guys. It's been awesome.
You coached Jermaine.
Yeah.
What was, just seeing what he did with Seattle in the Super Bowls and stuff like that, did you ever see that coming?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, Jermaine, he was going to keep on working. He was always smart. He always had the drive. He always had the production, the talent, and then to see him do it at that level was really cool. I mean, I remember going crazy on my couch watching him catch that go ball, on that seam, against Green Bay, and I was just going crazy on my couch, It was really cool to watch him do what he did. I'm super proud of him.
Have you seen the assessment with the growth in production of the quarterbacks that you wanted to see that way real well?
Yeah. Right now we're happy with where we're at. We're not satisfied. There's no question about that. And I thought today we maybe were a little more choppy than we had been. We had a couple pretty good days, previously in practice, and give the defense some credit too. They did some really good things today that made it challenging on us, really, to be honest with you. But I'm happy with where they're at. They're working so hard. Their preparation is really what's going to take them to the next level. How hard they work at it, not only on the field but in the classroom, to really master the offense and get comfortable in the schemes and that kind of thing, and really to get in the head of the head coach, the play caller, so they understand all the play calls and why coach is calling certain plays, when it's time to get out of a play and get into a better play, making sure we're not wasting plays, that kind of thing. But I'm pleased with it now, but definitely a work in progress, I would say, at this point, but we're getting there.
How much do you have to look into kind of understand who they are as a person, that so you can translate to them as a play caller?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. Because everybody's a little different, right? And, we knew DeMond and DeMarcius, just from recruiting and played against Will, but getting to know him the last, few months and whatnot, it's been great. And just kind of learning what each guy responds to, whether that be in the classroom and how they learn, or play calls, things they like, things they're comfortable with, maybe they're not comfortable with. So we're still, again, it's a work in progress. We're 9 practices into it. But I would say this, from practice 1 to practice 9, I think you guys can see it, how much growth we've made in a short amount of time.
With the offensive line being where it is, has that changed your evaluation process at all?
I think for us, we've been pretty good in terms of making sure we structure practice to make sure we get some good work in, whether that means, just because the numbers are so low, maybe it's an extra 7-on-7 that we normally wouldn't maybe do, something like that. But it's that fine line of, like you said, making sure the quarterbacks are getting work. The passing game takes so much precision, timing, and spacing, and there's splits and route depths and all the things that we like to do with our passing game, that you still got to get that work regardless, you know what I mean? But again, I would say this, I'd say the offensive line, just like everybody else, they continue to improve every single day at a rapid pace, and we'll just keep working to get there.
Jimmie, with the credentials of all of the quarterbacks, would it be tough to find a better room with a 40-game starter and 2 4-star quarterbacks? It's a lot of projected talent.
Yeah. It's a good start. It's a good start for sure. And, Will, like you said, he's got that recall of having so many at-bats, as they say, right? He's played so much football and completed a bunch of balls and thrown a bunch of touchdowns in college and the SEC, and so we're really happy that he's here. And then, the other guys obviously have great talent. We know them from recruiting and that kind of thing, and just very impressed with where they are. DeMond's doing a great job. He's light years ahead of a kid that really should be in the hot bunch line. He should still be in high school right now, and he's out here playing college football in Husky Stadium. And to do what he's doing is pretty special right now. And then DeMarcius is doing the same thing. He's working at it, getting better. He's obviously not getting the reps right now, but when he is getting in there, he's had 2 pretty good practices the last 2 when he did get his opportunities to go in there, threw a touchdown pass in the red zone today. So a lot of good things to be encouraged about.
How much of that with DeMarcius is not having the offensive line bodies to run 3 units, and how much of that is his understanding of the offense and just getting him?
Yeah, right now, just we don't even have 2 lines healthy, let alone 3. You know what I mean? But we'll get there. We'll get there. We know there's help on the way, obviously, in that regard. And it's, again, just most of the work is really in there. You know, it's in the classroom for these guys right now, and just getting comfortable with the schemes, getting comfortable with, you know, we make a correction, how we want it to look the next time. And mostly the guys right now, if we do something and we go back and correct it, they don't do it again. You know, they're able to come out and fix it, which is so huge. You know, that's how you get better. I mean, that's the essence of what we're doing here. So really proud of him from that standpoint, and DeMarcius is no different with that. You know, just keeps getting better.
The tape is one thing, but what impressed you the most about Damon, getting to know him in recruiting?
I would say with Damon, you know, he's got great physical talent, right? I mean, he can make any throw you want. He's got a strong arm, live arm, can make all the throws, great touch. He can throw with velocity. He's also obviously a great athlete. You know, he can make plays if something breaks down, and it opens up the playbook a little bit to some things you can do with him because of his athleticism and how he can run. But mostly with him, I would say it's his character. You know, his character. He's a guy that loves football. That's something we're always going to look for anybody on our team, quarterback especially. But he's a kid that loves football. He loves to work. He loves it. Eats it up, and he's just a great person. You know, so got a lot of optimism about him. You know, very excited about him, and you know, we'll see how the competition goes.
Playing 2 quarterbacks, something you've done before, something you're comfortable with?
No, not really in that regard. You know, we'd like to come out of it, you know, and have one quarterback, but that doesn't change the fact that you got to get everybody ready. You know, you got to prepare everyone, especially now. It's so early, but that doesn't change really. You know, I mean, Fafita wasn't our starter last year at the beginning of the year, and got called upon and went in and did a great job. So, you know, you always got to have your whole room and make sure that they're getting better, because you just never know what can happen.
Good.
Thanks, Coach.